one of the misconceptions that I think uh, people have being a business owner is that I hear a lot of people say, why don't you skip a day? Why don't you just become absent or be late? Oh, you can be late because you're the boss anyway.
Yeah.
Ito, favorite ko rin to. You're the boss anyway. You could just be
Oh.
absent. You control your own time. But then no.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Welcome to OFWpreneurs Podcast. This is your host, JP Adena, and the title is OFWpreneurs or OFWs, entrepreneurs with big ideas. And our guest for today is Althea Ambida. Say hi to everyone, Althea.
Hi everyone, wherever
You are
you
in the world.
are
Yeah,
in
actually,
the
good afternoon,
world.
good evening, good night sa inyong
Yes,
lahat. Good day at saan man kayo sa buong
yeah,
mundo. How should I call you? Althea? I know you as Althea, but should I call you any
yes.
other name that you like?
Tia is okay.
Thea, Thea. Thea.
Yeah.
Hi, Thea. How are you doing today?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes. So, nasa Pilipinas siya. You're from Batangas, right? Sa Batangas yan.
Yeah.
And ako nasa dito sa Quezon City. At the purpose of this podcast, I wanna start with that, is to inspire OFWs, overseas Filipino workers, to become entrepreneurs. Why? Because for me, I believe na parang Miss Universe. I believe na the fastest way to come home for good nang hindi ka nagmamadali is to actually start a business. I want to emphasize nang hindi ka
Mhm.
nagmamadali. Kasi
Mhm.
first, hindi siya madali. Pangalawa, pag minadali mo, ang laki ng chance na magka-problema ka.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
dalawang purpose yung madali. Hindi madali
Mhm.
as in fast, as in hindi madali as in easy. It's hard. It's hard. I promise you. It's hard. Right?
Yeah.
So,
The
I want to
transition.
start with getting to know you. I know you. We're friends. And do you happen to remember the first time we've met, Thea?
Yes.
How are we
you
connected?
you were my senior in the greatest
Naks,
dance
greatest.
organization in the Philippines.
Naks. The
Back in
19.
2000.
Ay, ikaw 2000. Ako 19 pa eh. Grabe. 1999 ako eh. Millennial ako eh. Millennial batch ako eh. Kasama ka sa
Yeah,
Y2K.
the USD Salingawi dance troupe.
Yan.
And I really have to mention that because whatever I achieved right now, um, most of the values that I I had, which led me to wherever I am, is are things that I learned from the UST Salingawi, mainly discipline, and
The
then
lines of the logo.
perseverance.
The
Yeah.
lines of the logo, right? Yun yung
Yes.
values eh.
So I'm really very grateful to the UST Salingawi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up. Parang doon ko naramdaman na tumanda ako. I mean,
Nag-mature.
nag-mature, 'di ba? Parang ganoon. No? So,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
So, hindi na natatanong, magaling kami sumayaw. Look at my mode. Sumasayaw kami. So, but
Yeah.
right now, mayroon siyang, si Thea, mayroon siyang business. And I had a business before in Hong Kong. It failed. But right now, I'm starting here in Philippines also. But I want to encourage everyone. I'm starting with that. I failed. I confess I failed. That's how hard it is. Right? But the
Mm-hmm.
failure I know is part of it. It's a tuition
Right.
fee. It's part of the tuition fee, right? So,
Correct.
but before we start, Thea, actually we started already, but before we start, I want to know you better, and
Okay.
maybe you can give me your 2 minute talaga, no, may time limit. 2 minute
Yeah.
origin story. Sino ba
Okay.
si Althea Ambida according to Althea Ambida?
Oh gosh. Okay. So I'll start wherein I also failed where
Mm.
back in 2008 I lost everything that lahat ng naipundar ko um with my career in Manila. And then because I lost my job, and then I was pregnant at the time, I relocated back to Batangas City, and then I had two options if I was to go to Canada and leave my daughter to, of course, work,
Mm. In
or I
OFW.
would right, and then or stay in the Philippines and try to um, do whatever I was doing in Manila before I relocated to Batangas, which was BPO work.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so my parents had a vacant office in the building, so I
Mm.
said, if I go to Canada, then I would leave my daughter and I would miss her milestones, which, whatever, how much money I would be able to earn, I would not
Mm.
be able to get back. So I said, okay, I'll try to do BPO work or telemarketing, just work from home
Sa Pilipinas.
in the first couple of
Mm.
months, yes, in my home here in Batangas, and then go from there. And then, of course, it was a struggle
Mm.
years.
Years talaga, ano? Akala ko sabihin mo months, pero
Years.
years.
Months, yes, but yeah, it took me a couple of years. Day by day, month by month, year by year, I learned something new,
Mm.
and then I learned from my mistakes, and then but then I just persisted, and then here we are now. We started with I started with 5 employees,
Mm.
and then we became 10, and then 20, 25, 30, and then now we have 60 people
Wow.
in the office, and then our capacity is 80, and then but once we get to the full capacity of the office, before COVID, actually we were already looking for a new space
Mm.
which would house another 90 seats, and if we fill the 90 seats, we already have a space in mind for the next 200 people.
Wow.
So the right now the
Geared
plan is
for
still the
growth.
same. Yes, so everything that we're doing right now, having all of the processes online, from the hiring, the interviewing, the onboarding, the
Mm.
training, the full operations, what were the payroll, HR. Um, we are working on making everything online so that we won't
To go with the
be
times.
right. We
Mm.
won't be too much affected um, with the lockdowns and
Mm.
the
Yeah.
pandemic, and then of course to provide more opportunities um, for our countrymen. So that was really my goal initially. I was thinking, if I'm going to be successful here in the Philippines, a lot of people won't need to go abroad
Mm.
to earn whatever they would earn there, because they are earning good money here, and then they would be with their families anyway. So that was the real intention um, initially.
Of
So
why.
I
Of why
said,
you did. That's your why
of
kung
why
baga.
yes, yes. So of course to stay with my family, and not just earn like minimum wage,
Mm.
but definitely earn something that would give me and the people that I would work with quality life here in the Philippines. So there,
Yeah,
that's
so, pag
that's more
sinasabi mo
than
kasi
two
na,
minutes. So,
yeah, pag sinasabi mo kasi na uh, kailangan ko mag-abroad, 'di ba? Yung word na kailangan yun nakakaano dun eh. May sakit, may punch. Kailangan ko kasi
mm-hmm,
mag-abroad eh, 'di ba?
mm-hmm,
But
yeah,
Althea is proof. Althea is proof that you actually don't. You actually don't have to, right?
mm-hmm,
And if you create a company that can actually help other people na hindi din nila gawin yon, na hindi nila sabihin or ilabas sa bibig nila na kailangan ko kasing malis eh. Right? Tinanggal ni Althea yung part na yon sa mga taong hinahire niya. Then, it means there are actually opportunities. First, there are opportunities. Second, you can actually create opportunities sa ibang tao.
Right.
Diba? So, although this is an OFWpreneurs podcast, usually ang mga guests ko mga OFWs, right? Na mga in-encourage ko maging entrepreneurs. Now, mayroon tayong guest na hindi naman talaga technically naging OFW. Lumipad. Baga, gumawa siya ng paraan para hindi niya kailangang gawin yon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, sa mga tao, this is for the people who are aspiring OFWs. Hindi pa maalis. Na to find ways, find opportunities. Because if you can find an opportunity, you can actually create an opportunity for others as well. Katulad ng ginawa ni Althea Ambida.
Right.
Diba? Kasi dito si Althea Ambida. Parang, I'm sure narinig mo na ilang beses na. Diba? Gas-gas na yung linya sa'yo.
Yeah. No, but then it wasn't recorded like this. Parang naging commercial yung
friends lang. No? I wanna push back. You started in 2008. You started in 2008. Life started way earlier than that. Like for me, mahirap akong lumaki. Right? I know the naging entrepreneur ako ng bata ako. I mean, hindi yung definition of entrepreneur na sinasabi mo ngayon na may sariling companies, but I sell stuff. Simula ng bata ako. I don't know if you know. The reason why I survived my Salinggawi days, 7 to 11 ang pasok ko. 3 p.m. ang training. Okay. Umuwi tayo mga 11, 12 o'clock. Dati nang pwede pa yun. So ngayon hindi na, may curfew na sila. Huwag kami ingay. Dati kami. Wala kami. So, paano ako kakain nun? Right? Paano ako kakain nun? Ang ginagawa ko, taga-sukat ako. Pupunta ako sa UST. So, dadaan muna ako ng Magallanes. Mas maaga akong aalis. 7 a.m. pasok ko. Mas maaga akong aalis. Pupunta ako ng Magallanes. Mayroon doon nagtitinda ng Japanese cake. Shout out kay Manong Japanese Cake sa Magallanes. Bumibili ako ng 250. Tapos darating ako sa mainit-init pa bagong luto. Darating ako sa classroom. Bubuksan ko lang yung mainit na Japanese cake. Amoy na nila lahat. Bibili na kaagad. 5 pesos ka binibenta. Right? 100% markup ang ginawa ko. So,
wow.
Yun. So, yung perang yun, 250. 250. 5 pesos ka na. So, anong nangyari? Meron akong pangkain para meron ako hanggang sa dinner. Para makasurvive ako. Pero magtitipid pa rin ako. Kaya shoutout din kay Darling sa Pinoval. Kasi nag-order ako sa kanya ng half rice and pasabaw ng giniling. Wala. Hindi ako bumili ng ulam ha. Nagpapasabaw lang ng giniling. Ang giniling naman ay sabaw lang eh. So technically, parang alam na, napangitin lang si Darling. Binigyan na lang niya ako ng ano. Yun lang pagkain ko half rice. So what I'm saying is, I want to go farther than 2008. Si Althea, what are... Of course, sasabi mo lang taga Batangas ka, but who is Althea nung before 2008? 2008.
So, I grew up with my parents are both dentists. I didn't really have to like work extra to survive like you.
Like what happened to me.
Yes, but I still worked when I was in college. Yes. Not really like at the same time as Salinggawi. Ramaraket din ako kasi wala. Kasi because it would not really, but because it would be nice to have extra money, and money, it doesn't buy happiness, but it buys freedom, like extra freedom to like buy extra clothes or the food that we want. If I want to eat out in the restaurant na gusto kong puntahan, and then go to the bar with friends. Syempre, I didn't ask my parents for right.
Go to the pitan sa tapat ng bilyaran. Yung may tabi ng...
Hindi, wala na akong oras doon. Nag-aaral ako lang.
Nag-aaral ka. Sige na nga.
Nag-aaral tsaka sa Salinggawi lang ako dahil.
para sa parents niya nakikinig ngayon, so nag-aaral lang siya noon tsaka sa Salinggawi ha. Wala siyang ibang ginagawa.
Yes.
Alam naman natin yan,
Pandit.
di ba? Walang life daw, walang life daw kapag ka sa Langyawi, di ba? I mean, walang
Yeah.
outside life. Totoo, naramdaman ko
Mhm.
talaga yon na walang outside life. But then, you said you
Mhm.
umaraket ka. Meaning sayaw, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I work just not because I needed to, but because I wanted to be more comfortable and I wanted to have more freedom and I wanted to try other things that, I didn't feel that I had to ask my parents for that kind of money. And then so I was able to do it after. And then as you know, it was really tough to
Mm-mm.
stay in Salingawi because you had to balance your studies and then
Yes.
with the long hours of training, and also the seniors were very strict.
Yan.
And then
Sino yan?
yeah, so
Ako
like
man?
like
Are you
mga
talking to me?
senyores ko dyan. So yeah, so it was tough, and you had to be really like you have to really want to be
Mm.
in the organization.
Yeah.
You don't
Parang you
you
have to
don't
fight
just
for it
stay
to be inside, no?
right.
Mm.
You had to fight for it, and it's not just because of your peers, but for the soul love of
Dancing.
dancing and
Yeah.
the organization itself.
Mm.
Yeah, being part of a prestigious organization. I loved being part of something great. And then of course I learned a lot from my seniors. And then there. So even before, I was really hardworking, not because that I needed to, but just because
Mm.
it was something that was innate to me, and I always strived for the best. I wouldn't settle for
Anything less, right?
um, anything less than is of excellent.
Naks.
And and
Di ba?
I think Salingawi, yeah, strengthened that in me. Like I remember we were taught in Salingawi that, when we practice or when we train, you have to
Mm.
give your 120, 150%, so that when you perform, if it's going to be slippery or your costume rips, you
Meron tayong
the
ano dyan eh.
situ
Meron tayong term dyan eh. Show mode. Tama ba? You have to be in
yeah,
show mode every time. Di ba?
performance
Yeah,
performance mode,
PL.
yeah, performance level.
Mali yung show
You
mode.
have to
Saan ko nakuha
train
yun?
as if,
Di
yeah,
ba?
as if you were in your performance level, so that when
Oo.
you go to your performance and then something goes wrong, you
Mm.
would still be at your 100%
Yes.
when
Yeah.
you perform.
Oo, yun nga yung term
So
natin, PL. Oh, guys, PL na ha. Di ba? Performance level
yeah,
na. Ang galing. It
so
brings me back.
talaga yun, I was able to apply that in all aspects of my life, whether it is in hobbies
Mm.
or in my work, especially in my work. Yeah,
Ang galing.
yun.
Baga, natuto kang, ako ang pinaka makukuha ko doon is hindi na ako naging late. Na-emphasize sa akin kasi lagi akong late eh. Lagi akong late. Hindi ako nag-absent pero lagi akong
Yeah.
late.
Kasi
Pero
there's a
ngayon
penalty
na-emphasize sa
of
akin
how
yun.
much was it? Like
Nakalimutan ko na.
5 pesos? Ano ba? 20
Parang
pesos?
pagka absent 5, pagka piso. Nakalimutan ko. Ako nung time
Mhm.
ko ganun. Piso-pisuhan lang. Baka
I was
ngayon,
never
100 na.
penalized because I was never late, and I was
I was always
yeah, I was
late.
never
But
absent.
now I can say I'm never late. Parang ganon. Yung tipong, parang nadikdik sa akin yun na parang, you're late, you're late, you're late. Parang ganon. So ngayon, parang, you will never hear that from me again. Parang ganon. I will never
No,
hear
and then
that phrase again. Kahit saan. Parang ganon. So, sa mga barkada labas, late ako niyan.
yeah.
Pero pagdating sa work, nope, I'm never late. Parang ganon. You're just early.
Sobrang hirap magstay sa Salingawi. Kinailangan ko na maging maaga para makadaan muna ako so I could pass by the church and pray that I
Ayun
will
muna.
be able to survive the training
Training
for the day.
today.
So I have to go to the church first and then go to Salingawi. Please, Lord, give me
Tingin ka
the
ng guidance,
strength
no? Wow. but you're talking to
to survive the day.
parang ang nangyari sa akin, I'm talking to your 30 plus, 30 plus lang ha, wala na. 30 plus something
Ah.
Althea eh.
Mm.
I wanna know, yan ba yung thinking mo dati pa? You're equating money as something not to buy happiness but to buy freedom. But baga sa murang edad mo nung time na yon, yung thinking mo nung time na yon, yun din ba yung nasa isip mo nun? Baga pareho lang ba? Sa murang edad na nung time na yon, yun na ba yung
Murang edad.
pag-iisip mo?
Um, it was just, yeah, it gave me comfort and
Mm.
freedom. And parang mas masarap yung feeling na ganun.
Even though meron
Tsaka
kang
when I
ample allowance, you want to have extra so that you can actually buy extra. Hindi yung
yeah, and then
for the needs
when I
lang.
look around, people are happy with what they have,
Mm.
and I'm happy with what I have also. But then I felt, and I was capable of doing more. So it's
Mm.
like, why not? Why not do more? Even if I already have something and I'm comfortable, but then kaya ko pa eh. So parang why not? So yun,
Kumbaga, my 8 hours of sleeping, 8 hours of maybe school, I still have another 8 hours eh. Diba? So why not do something about that? Parang ganun, diba? Diba?
yeah,
24 lang naman eh. Yung ibang tao sabihin walang time. Ngayon, ako may time ako eh. Ba't hindi
right.
gamitin? Parang ganun, diba? So,
Yes.
you started, umaga, ano mo ngayon pa lang, very business-minded si Thea. Kasi umpisa pa lang ng first question ko pa lang, biglang papunta agad sa kanyang career at saka sa business na sa Batangas eh. But I wanna ask, meron ka bang, kaya ko sinabi yung murang edad, ganyan-ganyan. Kasi parang ang kausap ko ngayon is si 30 plus something Thea eh. Is there maybe one thing na lang, hindi one thing, na sana alam mo before ka nag-start para hindi ka nag-fail na lang. Alam mo yun, di ba?
Yeah. If there was something that I wish I
That
have
you
learned,
knew by that time.
I have known like when I was
Starting.
even like I was young, like because both of my parents are self-employed. They are both dentists. But what changed my life is Robert Kiyosaki, his
Wow.
book Rich Dad Poor Dad. When I saw the 4 quadrants, I realized that, oh my goodness, my parents are self-employed. I grew up with a comfortable life, but yes, I saw that if we go to a vacation, their income would also stop. So I said, wait lang, but there's something better. I mean, not better, like for me, because some people that's their vocation, that's their calling, they enjoy doing that. But then there's a quadrant wherein even if they stop working, the money continues to flow. Yeah. So I said, oh my goodness, I want that. I said I want that. I did not know. I did not realize that I was not aware of this until after college. Because I took up behavioral science just because I was interested in why people behave, not really because I wanted to know what
Actually,
career. Even in
interested ako dyan ngayon. Ngayon ako interested dyan. Behavioral science.
Just because I was interested in people, but it wasn't really like I took a behavioral science because this is the career that I wanted. Imagine, even right after college, even after I graduated, I still did not know what to do. But when I was introduced to the concept of Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is where I need to be. Kasi I will do anything. I will do anything that is legal, moral, ethical to succeed. And to get money, so I'd be comfortable. And definitely
you can buy freedom,
being a doctor, being a doctor, or being a doctor, or being a lawyer, which is like I was veering towards that career, which was like out of the question because I wasn't really interested in it. I was like, okay, sige, I could do business. So there, that's if ever there's a lesson that I wish I knew.
Sana nabasa mo kaagad yung libro, parang ganon?
Sana man lang may nagsabi sa akin. Kasi wala eh. Wala, di man siya tinuturo. It wasn't being taught in school.
That's the reason why I started this. You know, the reason why I started with financial education 2015, very late. Kung nabasa mo ang Rich Dad Poor Dad ng bata ka pa, ako, wala, limbo ako. Hindi ko alam. Okay? I started 2015. 15,
okay.
Oh my. 8,
yeah.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 7 years after, 6 years after kung maging OFW. Okay? At nag-introduce pa sa akin yung libro ni Victor na iniwan lang niya, na umalis siya, iniwan lang niya yung libro niya ng Robert Kiyosaki na Guide to Investing.
Yeah.
Hindi yung Rich Dad Poor Dad ha, yung Guide to Investing.
Okay,
So naging familiar ako sa Guide to Investing part muna. ng libro niya. And then,
Okay.
saka ko lang,
Okay.
sino ba itong
Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki nito? And then, yun na.
Yeah.
Right? So, very late bloomer ako pagdating sa ganyan. So, yung equation of pera to freedom, ganyan. Very late sa akin yan.
But you studied what was
Business
your
administration.
course? Yeah.
Shout out,
So
St.
it's
Raymond's Building, UST.
I
Palestine
know.
Building,
So
di ba?
you were, I know, but then you were supposed to know, like, more than me, who was just studying behavior. You were
Here's
already
the thing.
supposed to, like, be introduced to business.
Here's the thing. Mama ko lang nagpumili sa akin ng course ko. Okay? Mama ko lang pumili sa akin ng course ko. Like any, I know nakaka-relate ang marami ngayon na
Yeah.
our parents chooses our careers. Right? So,
Yeah.
I was supposed to be the CPA lawyer of the family. Supposed to.
Yeah.
So, kaya business admin. Kaya napunta sa commerce. I was supposed to do the accounting side and then become a CPA and then become a lawyer. Right? Nakikita ko mga sarili ko noon. Attorney-ish naman yung feeling ko sa sarili ko. Pero, hindi eh. Pag tinanong mo ako ngayon kung anong natutunan ko nung entire college ko sa St. Raymond's Building, wala ako naaalala.
Grabe. Grabe naman.
Pero alam ko sa sarili ko na may isa akong tinagong libro, finance book.
Okay.
Na parang saka ko na nilirealize, may finance book akong naitago. I mean, gusto ko siya. Alam mo yon, yung binasa ko talaga siya. Marami akong hindi binasa, pero itong book na to binasa ko siya. Pati mataas din ang grade ko sa taxation. So parang I'm really geared towards this na hindi ko lang alam. I'm so in love into performing that I forgot everything.
Puro sa linggawi na lang pala.
Super loyal ako. Kumbaga, kung si Salinggawi ay isang babae, hindi na ako tumingin sa iba. Hindi ako sumulyap sa iba. Naging loyal ako sa kanya. Kasi walang ibang magandang babae kundi siya. Totoo, sinabi ko talaga sa sarili ko yan na ayoko na mag-aral. Gusto ko nang sumayaw. Which is, yun naman talaga ginawa ko. Right? The best part is I'm supported by my parents. Or my parent. I was raised by my mother. And siya, sinuportahan niya ako sa sayaw. I'm a scholar, yung scholar ng mahihirap, St. Martin de Porres scholarship ako eh. 50% ang scholarship ko dahil mahirap ako and I am top 5% of the graduating class ng high school. Pero sabi ko sa mama ko, ma, hindi ko na continue yung St. Martin de Porres kung kasi kailangan mo magtrabaho sa UST noon eh. Ikaw yung mag-aano sa school. Ikaw yung pag may nakita kang mga students sa school, St. Martin de Porres yung scholarship. So
Okay.
I was supposed to do that but I didn't. Hindi ko ginawa yun. So nakinabang ako ng 50%. Shout out sa UST sa Salinggawi sa UST at binigyan mo ako ng 50% half ng first sem ko ng 1999 pero hindi kita binigyan ng something. But then you got me at hello sa Salinggawi. I was 100% Salinggawi. I raised your flag.
Yeah, doon ka bumawi.
Doon ako bumawi, di ba? So I'm a fan ng and then yun, nagbagong buhay ko, nagbagong trajectory ng buhay ko, napunta ako dito sa, but then bumalik sa akin siya. Noong 2015, bumalik lahat sa akin, oh my, I have to know taxation, etc. But, with your story, Althea, napansin ko na you have the an advantage. I can't say it's unfair an advantage because it's your life. You have an advantage because you have the advantage of perspective because you saw your parents as part of the quadrant, right? Para sa mga taong hindi nakaalam ng quadrant, ng 4 quadrants na ni Robert Kiyosaki, it's SB, right? SESBI. So employee, small business or self-employed.
Yes.
B is big business. Okay? So isa small business sa big business and then I is investor. Okay? So nakita ni Althea na merong part yung self-employed, yung parents niya nasa SES, nasa S siya, right? So all others are nasa employed S and then dun sa B may big business na pwede pala na i-delegate yung pagiging operation sa ibang tao and then you don't actually not really don't have to work, but you're not tali dun sa operations part. And then investor is you can actually invest for someone else to do it for you, right? Not to do it for you, but to do it, and then you get something in return, right? like a passive
Right.
income. So,
Mhm.
so merong benefit, merong advantage Althea, na nakita niya yung S sa parents niya. And then, from there, nakita niya, meron palang B eh. Diba? Nung nabasa mo yung libro, alam mo na yung E, alam mo na yung S, tapos nakita mo yung B.
Okay.
Sa ibang
Yeah.
tao is E lang sila, and then saka lang nila discover yung S. Diba?
Uh-huh.
Ako ganun kasi nangyari
Yeah.
sa akin eh. Parang, meron palang,
Okay.
pwede pala ako maging self-employed eh. So, like all other people, nagiging
Uh-huh.
professional sila. Right? Nagiging professional sila. But you skipped a level. You went to, there's B. B is
Yeah.
available. You told me earlier that you failed.
Right.
What was that failure, if you don't mind me? Ungkatin
Oh
natin
my
ito.
gosh.
And
Oh my
then,
gosh.
what's the greatest learning doon?
Oh no. Okay. So,
Oh
oh
no,
my
parang
gosh.
ano, wow.
Yeah, it was because it was really traumatizing, kind of. Pero again, everything happens for a reason. So the values, the core values that I had, I learned from Salingawi. And then the next phase of my life. By the way, I became after graduation, my first official job was to be part of the cheering squad of FedEx. The
Nakita ko yung may
yeah,
picture. May mga throwback pictures
PBA.
kayo.
Yeah.
Kasama si Kite, di ba?
It was I was earning pretty well, and it was really fun because it was fun. We just graduated, and then we were performing, doing what we love to do. But then, yun nga, I saw the quadrant. So I saw the quadrant. I said, okay, business. Okay, my parents are both self-employed. I don't know anybody who can coach me about business, but I know now that I have to be in the business quadrant. So what do I do? So I studied. I bought business books. I
Wow.
attended, yeah, and I joined Forever Living. Forever Living is uh, multi-level
Yeah.
marketing.
It's a training ground. Alam mo yan.
Yeah.
I joined I think 2 or 3 MLMs also.
Yeah, multi-level marketing. So um the way that you were crazy with Zalingawi, became crazy with the multi-level marketing. I left everything. I quit my full-time job in
The
FedEx.
FedEx?
Yeah,
So the
I
reason why
left
you
it
quit
for
FedEx?
that.
I didn't
Yes,
know
for
that.
the yes. So, and all of my savings. I was also doing few commercials before, so I had little savings, and then I poured everything in the multi-level marketing. But the discipline, even if I was in the multi-level marketing, I woke up at early in the morning, and then I disciplined myself to be there by lunchtime. I attended all of the seminars. I read books in between. If I did not have meetings, I I studied, and then I treated it as my full-time job. But unfortunately, so that's where I learned that
The
we're
selling part.
in the selling part. It
Mhm.
was really hard.
Mhm.
It was really hard. There were a lot of rejections. Um, and then I even gave out flyers for that. Oh my gosh. So you really had to,
Iba.
like, yeah, it was hard. Like I left flyers in the restrooms. Ko talagang humility. If
So
Salingawi did not teach me that, talagang hindi ko siya gagawin. But then I say, you know what, whatever it takes, whatever it costs, for me to be successful, for me to be in the B quadrant, I'll do it. So, wala talaga akong arte-arte. Hindi talaga ako maarte. Parang whatever it is that you need to for me to do, I'll do
which
it.
actually isang lesson yan. It's a need. That's a need. It's not a want. It's not something now you will have an advantage if you have this, if you have that. No.
Mm-mm.
Humility is a need dito sa business.
Yeah.
When you want to go to that B quadrant,
Yes.
humility is a need. Because kailangan mo maglako eh. Right?
Yeah.
Lagi kong ina-associate yan sa, alam mo yung naglalako ng papag.
Mm-hmm.
Nag-iisang papag. Iikutin niya
Yeah.
buong
Yeah.
Manila. Sabihin niya,
Yeah.
papag. Right? Easy go siya. Pagkatapos may benta
Yeah.
yung isa, uuwi na siya. Kasi isa lang kaya niyang dalhin eh. Di ba? Yun
Oo,
ang ultimate
oo.
definition sa akin ng lako.
Oo.
Kasi isa lang eh. Isa lang. Mantakin mo, isa
Yeah.
lang kailangan ng ibenta, okay na ako. Right? So, ibig
Mm.
sabihin, you have the humility. Mapunta sa ilalim ng araw, sa initan, magbuhat
Mm.
ng pagkatagal-tagal para makabenta ng isa.
Grabe yun talaga. Pero alam mo yung combo pack, ang dala-dala kang mga, alam mo yung multivitamins. Alam mo, parang ano bang ginagawa ko dito? Kung totoo isipin mo, diba? Parang ano bang ginagawa ko dito? Parang hanggang ngayon, my mother still
May
giving me
araw
an
na ako.
allowance. My still, ano, it's already like, 6 months. I've been doing this, but my mom is still paying for the line of my phone. And then she's still giving me allowance. It's like, what's happening? So I was earning like, siguro mga 3,000, 4,000, 3,000, 4,000 per month.
Mm.
And it was just lucky that I had savings that time from my previous job. That's why I was able to survive. And then it took me like 2 years. And after 2 years, I said, okay, I'm just gonna take a break. And then
So when in that 2
I got
years,
burned.
kumita ka naman?
Hindi nga eh.
Hindi talaga. Okay.
Yeah, hindi talaga. Pero I treated it as like charge to
You went all
experience.
in. You went all in.
I
That's
went
what you're
all
saying.
in talaga. Oh, I went all in. Talaga full time yun talaga. And then I just, when I look back, I just treated it as if I went back to college, and then I didn't pay a tuition, but my investment was um the lessons that I learned from there. And that's because that's where I really learned how to do business. That's when I had a time to read, and then nobody
Meaning
mentored
after
me.
college
Like,
yung sinasabi mo. As in right
yeah,
after college, after FedEx. Then, or
after FedEx,
habang
hindi na.
nagka-FedEx
Sabi
ka,
ko, hindi talaga, iniwan ko
you
talaga.
chose this
Iniwan.
path
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you went all in. Ang galing noon. Alam mo, risk taker ka talaga eh. Umpisa pa lang alam mo yung naramdaman ko sa risk taker ka. Sa mga tao ngayon, kasi maraming graduate na ngayon, right? As in, ngayon sila
Yeah.
nag-graduate even though nawala yung better part of ng last semester nila.
Yeah.
Ngayon sa graduate, I wanna give value sa mga nag-graduate niya. Right? Yung ginawa ni Thea, after niya mag-graduate, yun ang best way to do it. To go all in sa lahat ng mga kahit ano, right? She wants to dance,
Yeah.
book, all in there. Oh, I
Yeah.
found this MLM company, book, all in there. Next,
Yeah.
right?
Full
Try everything.
focus.
Full focus and try
Yeah.
everything. It does,
Yeah.
not necessarily 100% sa isa, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 100% sa isa, but then tumitingin ka na sa next. Or sa next, and sa next. Huwag kayong matakot na, ay hindi, kailangan ko magstay sa isa ng mahabang panahon, ganito, ganyan. Hindi. Try every single thing. When you're doing
Yeah.
something, maybe
Mm.
100% at first, maybe after a year, maybe make it 80%, 20%, tingin ka na, ano kaya yun? Right? So I think that's what happened to you. And then, how did you go to the BPO industry? Anong, after nung, you took a break. I think I cut
No,
you there.
I didn't by accident. But I was I was at Robinson's Galleria. I was poor. I was eating pancit palabok with a slice of cake and iced tea. I remember because
Oh my, it's a scene.
you know,
Parang
ate.
kumbaga kung magagawa ka ng movie, hindi mo pwedeng hindi i-include yung part na yon.
Yung part na talagang alam ko yung kinakain ko nung time na yun, like kung nasaan ako.
Grabe.
So mag-isa ako. Tapos she's also from Salingao. She's also my senior. She came and then I saw her and then she was like, "Oh, ate." And she was like, sabi ko, "Oh, saan ka na ngayon?" And then she said she was working in Converges. And then I don't know why, for some reason, maybe I was already looking for options at that time.
Uh-huh.
I had a resume with me and I was like, "Ate, can you endorse me?" And then she was like, "Oh, okay." And then since we weren't that close, and then I didn't expect that
Matanggap ka.
that she would actually like endorse me. But I
Right
received a
there
call
and
from
then,
Converges.
yun ang nangyari?
No, probably like within a week they called.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I passed the initial interview, the second interview, and then I got in. And then ito pa, as in talagang ganito talaga ako, walang kaarte-arte. So, I wanted to be assigned in Ortigas because Ortigas was the place to be before. And then it was in the middle, right? Yeah, it was
Yes,
in the middle. So
middle of
I lived in
everything.
Quezon City. I wanted to work in Ortigas. Then we have Makati if ever like we want to meet up friends, ganyan.
Mhm.
So and also Makati was like too traffic for me and too toxic. So
Mhm.
I wanted to be in Ortigas. So um when I got interviewed in Ortigas, the interviewer asked me, if ever you're gonna be assigned in Alabang, would
Are
you
you okay
still
with that?
take the job?
Uh-huh.
And then, wala. Talagang parang, ano na lang talaga, para lang makuha ko yung trabaho. I said
Yes.
yes. Yes. Whatever it is, let me do whatever. Yeah, whatever
Oo.
it is,
Oo
I'll
lang.
do it. Yeah, oo lang
Maga,
talaga. Talagang
yes man
walang
ka nun,
arte-arte
yes.
talaga. Basta, kapag may gusto talaga ako, gagawin ko talaga lahat. Parang
Mhm.
ganun.
Yeah.
Kahit saan pang sulok ng mundo yan. Basta tanggapin niyo ako.
Hindi naman malayo ang Alabang, ah. Sa bagay.
You
Tigas
live
lang.
in
Okay
Quezon
lang.
City, Alabang is
Alabang.
far.
Okay.
So,
North na yung
yeah,
Quezon City.
far, yeah. So, I had my training in Makati, but then little did I know that they were really gonna send us to Alabang. So,
Akala mo
I was
parang sa
assigned in
interview lang
Alabang.
yun.
Akala ko joke lang. Tapos
Oo.
ayun, so I was part of the wave 3
Wow,
of like
umpisa.
first 3 batches, yeah, of Sprint PCS, Sprint customer service. So I started in an inbound account, and then my aunt opened a call center in Ortigas. It was an outbound account. So I had my solid experience in Converges. I didn't even speak like full English. I wasn't that confident in speaking in English when I started in Converges. Converges was the one who encouraged me to have the courage to be confident in speaking the language. Um, and then I kept on I kept on being reminded at the time when Italiker called me when I was in still in college. I was like, I wasn't really confident in speaking in English. And they were like, would you like to proceed with your application because your friend referred you? And I was like, okay. And then she said, okay, let's start with you telling us more about yourself. And then
Wala na.
And then I put the phone
Takot
down
ka?
because I did not know how to speak in English. I mean, I was good in written English because I have always read books, but
Mm.
verbally speaking in English, I wasn't like
Oo.
talagang oh my gosh. Wala talaga, hindi talaga. I couldn't like
Talaga,
get it out
binabahan
of
mo
me.
siya?
Binabahan ko talaga ng telepono. Biruin mo naman yung pag-umpisa ko talaga.
And
Hindi talaga
then,
marunong.
cycling
Kasi
back.
pero yung Converges, ano na, medyo handa na ako doon. So,
Oo.
yeah, I knew, okay, so if somebody calls me, this is what I'm gonna say. And then, so yeah, it was a
Talaga,
great
kumbaga,
training ground.
sa process ng interview, mayroon pang callback, and then if they call you, this is what you're going to say, naghanda ka? Parang ganon?
Oo, talagang alam
Ay,
ko na.
iba.
Syempre, I had that experience with Itelicare na binagsakan ko ng
Mm.
telepono, di ba? Parang, shit.
That won't happen again, parang ganon. No? I promise that won't happen
Yeah,
again.
because I passed my resume, and then of course I wanted to get the job, and then so I said that okay, this is what I'm gonna say if I'm gonna be asked this question, and then I researched in the internet what are the possible interview questions, and then
Talaga.
yeah, talagang career talaga, sabi
Mm.
sa'yo, all in talaga ako eh. Pag may
Iba,
nagustuhan ako
iba,
isang
iba
bagay,
ka, iba.
if I want something, I study it, and then I give my best in everything that I do, no matter how small it is. And then saan ba galing? Where did it come from? It came
And we're
from
going to the part
Salingawi.
where you failed, right? So this is a very long build up on your failure. You said the ultimate failure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, go.
Well, I already failed
Ayun
in
sa
the
ano?
multi-level marketing. I lost
I see.
all my money there, and then
Mm.
I started from scratch again with Converges.
Yeah.
And then I was slowly able to build my income in Converges. Parang nakaangat na ako, may pangkain na ulit ako sa labas. Hindi na ako humingi ng pera wasn't asking money from my mom
Wala
anymore.
allowance. Oh.
No more allowance. And then I was able to set myself up in Alabang. And then, yeah, I transferred to Ortigas, which was an outbound account.
Mm.
My
Outbound
aunt,
meaning you call the
we
representative
call.
calls. So inbound means customer calls the call
Right,
center. Okay,
right.
just for your information.
But unlike Converges, the company that I transferred to in Ortigas,
The outbound account.
the outbound account was a startup. So from a 300 seat established company, which was all fancy, they had a fancy office, coffee was free.
May beanbag.
The
May
yeah,
may higaan sa break room.
yes, and the seats were like uh
Lazy
executive
boy.
chairs.
Hindi gano'n.
Lazy
Pero
boy.
iba na
Executive
yun.
chair na.
Executive chair
So,
naman.
yeah, the call center in Ortigas, I was earning like 12,500 at the time. 12,500. The company in Ortigas was a startup, but it offered me 20,000. So it's like a big jump, but no benefits or anything
Pero 5 lang
whatsoever.
kayo
But then,
doon.
but yeah, but I'm like whatever, whatever. I just wanted to get back to Ortigas. Life in Alabang, if you don't have a car, was hard. So and I loved Ortigas anyway. So I went back to Ortigas, and then and it's true. We were only 5 from a
Ang galing
300
ko.
seat center. Talagang super startup siya. As in talagang medyo crappy yung building. So it was an old building. The computers that we were
Tipid-tipid
using
talaga lahat.
were old. Yeah. And then there was no formal training. There was no script that we were
You're actually the one
using.
who will start it. Parang ganun. Kayo magpapioneer ng mga processes.
Exactly. So it was good that I had my written English well. I had a good foundation there because I loved to read books when I was young. So I tried
Nagamit mo siya
to
doon.
come up with a script. Dun nagamit ko siya doon, and then yun, trial and error. Whenever I call, oops, I don't know what to say. So I call my boss in US. What am I gonna say? And then isa-isa ko siyang I would write it down, and then I would encounter another objection which I did not know wherein I did not know what to say, and then
What's the
I
answer
would
to this
tell
question?
I would tell the customer, oh, you know what, I'm not sure. Let me get back to you on that. And then I would call my boss again. So it took me like 3 months to going back and forth, and then until there came a time that I was able to write a full script.
Kasi
So I was able
talagang
to
trial
write
and error talaga. As in,
so I
the
know the
real
spiel,
nitty-gritty. Yeah.
right? The whole thing of what you're gonna say in the beginning, and then in the end, and then whenever they say objections, this is what I'm gonna say. So I was able to write the full script. It worked. I was getting results, like consistent results after that. And then I became successful at it. That there came a time that I'm training the other
Magka pinapasa mo na yung
new
process sa
hires.
ibang tao.
Yeah, but then I was still calling, and then I was training other people.
Hmm.
And then my aunt let go of the center because she wanted to focus on her other business. So we didn't have any other choice but for me to like have the business under my name. And then I didn't know anything again. I didn't know anything about the technicalities of how to do business here in the Philippines. I didn't know that we had to pay SS Pag-ibig PhilHealth, or how are we going to remit taxes.
BIR every 3 months or
Right,
what
BIR,
days.
everything. We had some help, but
But
it
you
was
have to know
still
it. Actually, you have to hire the help on that part. Pero you have to
right.
be familiar with it. Kasi di ba, when it comes to that, kailangan at least kahit paano alam mo siya. Diba?
Right. And then I spent like I think 3 years there with that company, and then the American partner was just really hard to deal with. I survived 3 years, but I couldn't anymore.
May
Anyway,
hangganan lahat.
long story short, yeah, I left. I said, whatever I'm earning here, I can earn somewhere else, but then without the personal toxicity of that. But so anyway, I left, but I transitioned everything to whoever was
But
my
you said
successor.
it's under your name.
I transitioned everything. I sold the
Okay.
company.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So
So
there I had solid savings already.
So yun yung first liquidity mo.
Right.
Liquidity experience. Ang galing,
So I had some savings, and then that's where I got my solid savings already. I think I already had like more than 200,000 in the bank at like
Just because
25.
nandun ka sa small startup na alam mong hindi mangyayari dun sa Converge side. Parang ganon. Yun ang
No, I
purpose mo.
sold the company, the
So,
outbound company. I
so you
sold the
sold your side of it, di ba?
yeah.
And
So I
then,
told them I'm going to transition everything. Just um, I'm just compensate me for this
okay. Got it.
this amount. They didn't even pay me in full yet. But then okay, whatever. I just want to get out.
Move on na
Yeah, and
tayo.
start my new job. So with my new job, I was with this business process outsourcing company in Ortigas as well. It's also a startup, but then they had this web development company um, that was already established, but then they wanted to start up a telemarketing company, which I had experience on.
Hmm.
But they didn't hire
Kaya
me in
kinuha.
operations. They
Ah.
hired me as an HR director. HR director was which was my degree. So
Behavioral science.
finally, I was able to practice my degree there. I built the HR department from the ground up. I did the contracts. I did the handbook. I did the visa processing of the employees who were flying out of the country for training, and then I did the interviews,
Everything.
the
All the works.
all the works of the HR department, and then um
Alam mo,
they
natutuwa ako
fired
kasi
me.
they fired
Huh?
you.
They fired me. They fired me because I was involved in I don't know, there was this girl whom I think I stole the limelight from her because I had the corner I had the
Parang ano,
corner office.
parang Grey's Anatomy ish yung ano
Yeah. I
uh,
had the corner office and then the
office drama.
president I was always going to me and then of course I was the HR, people were going to me. I don't know. I think it was that. So
Hmm.
yeah, I just gave in. I didn't say anything. I just did my job, and then I guess she was able to like poison.
But
Poison
anyway,
them.
so
Anyway,
you
yeah,
got fired from it, and
yeah.
then you started your own. Am I right?
No, no. This is where the actual fail part. This is where I lost everything. I
This
lost
is where the action happens.
the
Go.
action happened. So they
Excited.
fired
Parang,
me.
parang nakakatawa kasi parang right now we can laugh about it, we can smile about it.
Yeah, yeah,
The excitement of talking about it next is
yeah,
actually something of a climax or an up, right? Diba? Up and down ng usapan.
yeah.
But this is an up part of our conversation. Right? Come to think of it, yung fail part,
Yeah.
yung up part ng ating conversation. Go ahead, I'm excited.
Okay. So I had some savings from the sale of the company, and then I had my savings. I was earning. Like I'm giving out numbers.
Oo
I
nga
was
eh.
earning like 50,000
Uh,
as an HR director. So you know,
at that time, malaki yun talaga.
yeah, it's like I was single, and in kumbaga, my money wasn't even finished, and then more will come. So I was financially it was good. I was in a good place, and then I was living in Wakwak. I was able to
Ay, iba.
go to like
Pati
yeah,
yung
I go
lifestyle,
to
umangat
nice
din.
restaurants. Yeah, lifestyle umangat din. And then so very very comfortable. And then yeah, so I got fired, and then I decided to have a baby, and then um so when I had the baby was premature. So she had to be in an incubator. So I was jobless. And then um
Sabay-sabay yun?
uh yeah, so right after I lost my job, I had the baby, which was like planned anyway, but I wanted to have a baby. Yeah. So um my partner at the time, he also had income. So financially we were okay. And then
You had saved a little
yeah,
bit of
and then
savings, yeah.
yeah, and then I don't know, he lost his income, and then I also lost my income, and then we had the baby we had to put the baby in the incubator, had to pay for the hospital bills, had to ask help from my parents. So had to
It's like,
sell everything.
yeah.
Even the
When it
refrigerator.
rains.
Of course.
Mm.
Yeah. So even the bed I had to sell, the sofa, the refrigerator, computer, everything.
Oh.
Everything I had to sell. Like I was literally left with just debt in my credit card. And I had to move in with my parents. So there.
It's
That's
like a
where
restart,
I like
like a restart.
Where would I go? What's next? Okay, I'll rest. I rested the whole time
Mm.
when I was pregnant, and then I rested the whole time when my baby was growing up because I didn't want to let her be taken
Mm.
care of by a helper. So I enjoyed it anyway. It was rest, and then yeah, that's where I made the choice if I was going to go to Canada or
Uh,
set up the
and then
center.
at the start of our conversation, yun na yung 2008 na sinasabi mo kanina.
This is 2008 when I had that idea, and then I worked from home at the time, just studying like for months. And then 2009, with the help of my mom, maybe like 50,000 pesos, I started with 5 computers, and then yeah,
That is
5 to 10, I
that's it.
think. Yeah, and then that's where 2009 LinkServe Solutions was officially born.
Nux.
Yeah.
Link Services. It's official up until now, and it's malapit na ba maging
Been
teenager? Hindi pa.
It's 11 years
11 years. So
already.
malapit na.
11
2 years
years.
teenager na siya.
Yeah.
So,
And
go ahead.
oh, I was never I never came back to being in debt ever again.
Ever.
LinkServe Solutions was never negative. Never in 1 month. So it really worked. Like
And you say that with pride. That's the best part. That's the best part. Parang parang naramdaman ko sa screen, kahit nandiyan ka sa bahay mo, nandito ako sa bahay ko, naramdaman ko yung lumampas sa screen and was never in debt. It did not
yeah,
become negative ever.
yeah, ever. Yeah.
You know why? It's just me, an outside person looking in. I'm just being observant. Everything came into place, right? That's the
Yeah.
story of everything coming into place. You worked an
Yeah.
inbound, you worked outbound. You needed that. You worked
Yeah.
HR. You needed that. You started it.
Yeah.
You started it under your name, and then you have to do
Yeah.
the business part of it, the business side of it, the
Yeah.
taxation, whatever, right? So you had to learn that, and then you started your own, and then now you're equipped with everything that you need because of all those past experiences, or you can even say failures, right?
Right.
You started with startups before you made your own.
Right.
That
Yes.
is a need. Alam mo yun, you won't learn that from a big company already. Kasi established na eh. Hindi mo na mapapioneer yung processes na kailangan mong start. Right? You did that twice. Isa sa HR part, isa sa operations part. And now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, it's hard, but it became easier when you started your own. The third time around, at which
Right.
you started.
Even and if I think about it, like even everything came into place since start of college, since Salingawi days,
Yun
because
nga.
of the HR aspect of it. So yeah, for people, I think there's definitely going to be struggle,
Mhm.
but you just need to press on
Mhm. I think
because
that's a good message. What you're saying right now is with someone who's listening right now, wanting to start what you're doing right now, right? Wanting to start a career like yours or similar like yours or whatever.
Mhm.
That would
Or
be a
whatever,
very
yeah,
good
whatever career.
advice. That would
Yeah.
be a very good advice. So,
So you do you master like a skill 6 months to a year, and then you shift to another skill, and then just keep on pressing on, because you don't, and then always do your best in whatever
yeah.
whatever you do, because you don't know how things are going to play out in the future. And I think every skill, every aspect of for example, the company that you would want to build in the future, you would really need to learn like what you were saying earlier, the nitty gritty, the dirty work. I was the one who bought computers. I was the one who
Ikaw talaga canvas, no?
um yeah, I was the one who canvassed. I was the one who installed the internet. I was the one who did the payroll initially. I was the one dealing with the clients. I was the one doing the script. I was the one making the calls. I was the one interviewing people, negotiating with their everything. So now, if I'm able now that I'm able to grow the company, I know how to guide them, and I'm able to relate to them on what they're going through because I've done it
Yes.
before.
You walk the path.
The
Yeah.
Right. One of the reasons that I think most businesses fail is because they would say, "Oh, okay, I have the money to invest." And
Mm-hmm.
even now, I have a lot of offers from people who have funds to invest in my company, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality,
You don't need it.
money, it's not yeah, but the investment that you're really gonna put in here is not money. It's
It's your input. It's your expertise. Actually, the thing that
correct.
you're going to be investing in is you or that person, right?
Correct. It's easy to get a building. It's easy to set up computers. It's easy to get an internet provider, buy expensive headsets, and all of the branding.
Mm.
But the business owner has to know all aspects of their business, all of aspects of whatever business they're going to go. One of the misconceptions that I think uh people have being a business owner is that I hear a lot of people say, why don't you skip a day? Why don't you just become absent or be late? Oh, you can be late because you're the boss anyway.
Yeah.
Ito, favorite ko rin to. You're the boss anyway. You could just be
Oh.
absent. You control your own time. But then no. It's like you have to be actually you have you're because that you are the boss, then you have to be there before everybody
Yep.
else is there. And you have to prepare everything and set up everything so that when your associates come, everything is ready, and they're going to be ready to serve the client.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you have to know everything, get a summary of whatever has happened in the day so that you're going to be able to strategize for the next day or the coming week.
Mm.
You really have to be hands on. And then
Yeah.
there
I
people
was supposed to
people
ask
think
you. Go ahead. Go ahead. People
uh,
think.
people think that being in the BPO is glamorous, or it's easy. You just put in the money and
it's
then
it's it's it's
money's gonna
bean bags,
come.
it's coffee makers, it's movie nights, it's um pupunta sa mga team building, etc., etc. Yun ang ano eh, yun ang tingin eh.
Yeah. And then I have a lot of friends who I'm happy to share whatever I'm doing because the BPO industry is a large industry. It's like so many clients, so many
Needing
things that
you.
needs that can be done. You just need to find your niche, and you can make a lot of money. But the question is, are you really willing to put in the work
Yeah.
that needs to be invested in
Mhm.
it? Um, so people are asking me,
How
how
do you
can
do
I
it?
get? How do you do it? I'll tell you. I'll share with you everything that I'm doing. I don't really have a problem of sharing of
Yeah.
whatever.
I was
Come
about to ask
in.
you about the myth, myth buster question. Ano yung myth na pwede i-debunk mo? Yun, you just told me. At
Which
the time
one?
I thought of that question, you told me and you debunked
One sec.
a myth of something na
Uh-huh.
yung belief ng mga tao na, di ba? It's all the information you need to start one is there. It's all over the internet.
Yeah.
You can even
Yeah,
hear it
definitely.
here on this podcast. I've interviewed
Mm-hmm.
other OFWs, OFW entrepreneurs, other entrepreneurs, influential people. I've interviewed them, and they have the answer. Althea
Yeah.
is giving me the answer. All you
There's
have
like
to
a
do.
specific way of how I set up everything and how I'm doing everything. I'm already like giving it to everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so
is
so
for
this is how you
free.
do it. It is
You
for
just
free.
have to give in. You have to be.
Just
willing to
need to
work.
put in the work. Exactly. You need to put in the work. So I have friends or I have even if they're not my friends, like they go to me and they ask me how do you do it, and I said okay, I'll share it with you.
Okay, can you give
Come
me
to
some
my
some specifics? Go ahead. Humor me. I'm a friend. How do you do it?
Okay. So I'll tell you everything. I'll give you all of the information. Come to the office at like 2 o'clock in the morning. That's the peak hours of our operations. And
And then show you
while
around,
pe-
like
I'll
walk
show you
around.
around. I'll show you around. I'll let you see what people are doing. I'll show you our software, and then I'll also tell you my story. I'll share you with my story. Out of like 5 friends who have asked me that, only one came.
And that
Only
that
one.
friend already has one.
No, he said it's too much work.
That's funny. Ang
Yeah.
gandang example nun. Uh, it
Hindi pa rin
I
niya
I
ginawa, no?
I think kung sinabi mo sa akin, if the answer to that friend's question is yes, he started or she started
Yeah.
the BPO industry, that would be a very good content. But I
Yeah.
think the answer that you gave me is even better. It's proof
Yeah.
that people are not willing to give in to the work that is
Yeah.
needed to fulfill their dreams.
Kasi parang ako, as in wala talaga akong kaarte-arte. Nakita ko na I have to be in the B quadrant. I did everything to be in the B quadrant. And if you tell me that, setting up a center, a business process outsourcing company is gonna give me hundreds of
That B,
thousands, or, go to the B or go to the investment quadrant, give me money to sustain a lifestyle, I'm gonna do it, whatever it takes. I even tell my people, if you ask me to mop the floor, I will mop the floor. I do not care. Like I'll do whatever it is that I need to do in order for this to work. So, but then not everybody is
yeah.
willing
But,
to. You know where I
and
learned how to mop the floor? You
ibig
know the
sabihin, hindi ka
answer.
marunong?
Sa Lingawi.
Yeah.
They
Galing,
made me
galing.
mop every day.
Yes.
They made me
Before all
mop
the
the
seniors come in,
floor.
right? Yeah. Kami ni
Yeah, I
Roma,
had
kami
to.
ni Roma ang lagi nag-iigib. We are assigned to the water. Kailangan pa namin
Yeah,
bili ng yelo. Alam mo yung bloke ng yelo, hampas mo sa
yeah.
pader para madurog tapos we had to do that. Of course,
Again,
mopping the
what do
floor
you
is
mean?
included.
What do you mopping? Yeah, I mean break. I mop the floor. I sweep the floor every day. I mop the floor every day. I clean the mirrors
Mirrors.
every day.
Na hindi pwedeng gamitin tela, kailangan dyaryo. Ayan.
And then I didn't even do that in my house. We had maids and drivers. So, it's not even about where your background is. You come
Yep.
from whatever family. If you come from an affluent family, an above average family, or less fortunate like
You
family,
have to go
eh,
down. Step
yeah,
on
it
the
doesn't matter.
floor.
Everybody has to humble themselves down. And that's exactly what I'm looking for when I'm looking for employees. Some people, because they have worked in the industry for a long time, or um some people have it easy, or even if they did not have it easy, even if they're like struggling in
Meron silang
life,
air, no? Meron ng air.
the problem is that they're not willing to put in the work, or the it's really
The nitty-gritty.
they're still
I call this...
they think it's degrading. But
Yeah.
when I train, I'm like super strict. The way sa Lingawi was so strict. In Salingawi, remember, if we say that, you put your hand like this, you can't do it like this or like that. You
The
really
tension has to
have to
go to
like
the fingers.
right. It has to be really like this. So it's same thing when I train people how to speak English. If you say, if you breathe wrong in a particular after if you breathe and there's no period,
You
I'll let you
stop, you
repeat
pause.
whatever you're saying.
Uh,
I pause the training, and then
uh,
I tell them to repeat the
uh,
whole script.
the ums
And that's
and
how.
the
Right.
fillers. Yeah, got it.
Right. And if they put in a lot of fillers, I tell them to repeat everything again without the fillers. I just do it the way we did it in Salingawi. That's why I told you, talagang Salingawi was really
Naging
a
foundation
crucial
talaga.
part of main foundation is like talagang Salingawi talaga, grabe. Pero nung
Shout
nandun ako
out,
sa
ah.
Salingawi, Shalingawi, I love you! Talagang tinuruan talaga ako na I mean, I was already kind of like that, pero talagang
Parang
sinolidify ni
niya,
Shalingawi yung
inangat
mga
niya, no?
values
Inangat niya
talaga.
yung kumbaga, kung ano pa yung nakabaon pa sa lupang
Yeah.
konti, in-uproot niya
Yeah.
sa'yo. In-uproot ng lahat ng mga natutunan sa Salingaw yung ang ginagawa mo ngayon. Natutuwa ako kasi
Yeah.
when you told me about that, you're debunking the myth of yung kanina, I remember nung nag-start kami sa food business sa Hong Kong. What happened was we will have to go there around 4 o'clock. We have to wake up around 4 a.m. Right? So you say in papers like this, wow, CEO, JP Adena, president, blah, 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 blah. And then ikaw yung nandun ng 4 o'clock. Ikaw yung gumigising ng 4 o'clock. And then ikaw yung
Yeah.
nagbukas ng pinto, et cetera, et cetera. So, hindi, ang nakita mo yung papel eh. Nakita mo yung papel.
Yeah.
Nakita mo yung nasa Facebook,
Yeah.
nakita mo yung nasa Instagram, nakita mo, et cetera, et cetera. But then, hindi mo nakita na po, ikaw yung nagising ng 4 o'clock a.m. Ikaw yung nag-prepare ng everything else para maging masarap yung pagkain. And then after, ito yung akala ko, madali lang. And then you have to tally in the books. At the end of the day, it has to be equal. Yung binili, sinukli, at yung laman ng kahera, pareho. Napakahirap maging cashier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diba? So, what I'm saying is, I enjoy that. First, I enjoy that. Mahirap siya, oh my, mapupuno ka talaga. You really have to have a way to make the process be delegated. You really have to do that. Okay, so you, in my mind, what I wanted to do is I have to do it by myself so that I can pass it. Yun yung thinking ko. And thinking mo, you have to do the work so that you can actually train other people to do it as well, right? It's the same thing, so that the process can be passed. And then you don't have to do it anymore. But you did it. You understand. You can empathize, right?
Right.
Hindi yung pagka nagka-problema sila, let's say, hindi nila na HR ka before, right? And then nagka-problema, you're the president of the company, and then what happened? And then they had to have an HR problem, right? And then you answered the question. So how come you're able to do that? Diba? Yeah, I had my foundation. I started a procedure from scratch in a startup from HR. Technically, you're starting the business from Salingawi days.
Yeah.
The start of your business, your Linkser business,
Yay.
started in Salingawi days, and all the succeeding days coming to that, the 2008.
Yeah, 2009. Yeah. So whenever I share my story, I always start with my Salingawi experience. I never leave that out. Talaga, it was Salingawi.
Yeah,
nakakatawa talaga.
Iba yung foundation ng ano. It's a funny thing because that's why we started. That's where we are. Why are we connected? Is because of the UST Salingawi dance group, right?
And even like, for example, the new ventures that we're like thinking, things are falling into place. Like, for example, we have reconnected again and we want to like do new ventures together. But then where has this come from? It was from Salingawi. Diba? So,
galing, no?
Yeah, ang galing talaga.
Everything else na nangyayari is from that.
Some people, they have they're thinking they have a lot of fears. Yeah. They have a lot of fears that I might not be good enough, ganyan, or I don't have the right skills. You don't have the right skills, then you learn it. But
looking back, of course, everything is 2020. Hindsight is 2020. But ang nangyayari kasi is all the answers to the questions of anyone here na starting up, aspiring OFW, aspiring OFWpreneur, aspiring to go home, everyone ngayon, you will have to put in the work, as what Thea said, but also you have to actually know where you're going. Because si Thea, sabi niya, I want to go to that B. It started from that. You read a book, I want to go to that B. And then your tunnel vision. Wala na. I have to go to that B. So it means whatever I'm doing right now is to go to that B. So we started with the MLM to go to that B. Right? I want to emphasize this. Kasi para sa akin, the three types of business. The traditional business, which is the startup, what you did. Next is franchise it. Technically, you make your own business and then you franchise it. Or as me, pwede ako mag-franchise ng system. So let's like for example, ikaw, yung link server gusto mo i-franchise, I will buy the franchise processes. If franchise ko yung processes mo, and then ipapasa mo sa akin, gagawin ko siya. Mas mahal yun, right? Pinakamahal, of course, yung startup, yung from scratch. And then yung franchise. And then, third is to rent a business. How to rent a business? MLM is renting a business. You have to actually put in every month something so that you can continue to do the business, right? They train you how to sell, etc., etc. That's the best part of it for me. That's the best part of it. I already know how to sell and I'm comfortable with it. And then pumunta ako sa isang MLM company. You know what I did? I didn't recruit. I sold. I sold their goods. The reason why I went to that MLM because I believed in the goods, and I sold it. I know I earned so much. Not so much. I mean, hindi ko siya kinayaman, but I know I've earned because I sold. Because I got the training and I sold the goods. Didn't recruit any person. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying I went for it for the learning on how to sell. So right now, I'm comfortable with selling. Kaya kong maglako ng papag kahit isa lang ang ibenta ko. I think that's the very best analogy. If you really want to sell one papag, you have to really accept that you have to go all around Metro Manila or even all the outside borders of Metro Manila just to sell one papag and then go home. Ang sakit, di ba?
Yeah.
Naramdaman mo ba yung sakit ng taong yon? Pumunta siya galing siya sa Quezon City, pumunta siya ng Alabang, nabenta niya yung papag sa Alabang. And then kailangan niya bumalik sa Quezon City.
Yeah.
Diba? So it means the profit of that papag should be way beyond sa kung ano yung inikot niya. Diba? So, doon mo malaman naman yung net worth. So, yung iba sa stories naman sinasabi na sa akin, the reason why they went to business because they realized their worth. Nalaman nila kung magkano ang kinikita ng kumpanya sa kanila. Kitang-kita, very visible, very transparent yung kanilang kita ng kumpanya sa ginagawa nila sa kumpanya. It's very obvious actually pagdating sa mga dance teachers eh. 'Di ba? Nakita mo, magkano yung per day per person, 100. And then bigay mo sa akin 500. Yung estudyante 10. So technically naka 1,000 ka pala, pero binigay mo sa akin 500. But then they venture into a business because they want to get that entire 1,000. Hindi yung 500 lang, right? But then they realized they actually have to convince someone like you before to accept the 500.
Yeah.
And know, kasi transparent pa rin, na I will get 500 extra, right? But with you, it's different. You really know really want to go with the B, and nothing will actually hinder you to go there. Did someone help you? Did someone help you? Because people are two ways. You open the door of opportunity, or someone opened that door for you. Is there someone in mind? Someone in mind? A very influential person, someone who helped you open an opportunity for you, if there is one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very grateful to my first couple of clients who believed in me, even at the time, we were still starting. We didn't have a name or nobody referred us. Just imagine, we were already like 3 years in the company, and I even thought of closing the business down because it was really tough at that time, like 3 years. Kung ako nga na, if it was me, like I was thinking, it was really stressful. I was thinking of like just closing the business, but 3 years. Through. Yeah, and then I wasn't in debt, I wasn't in that. Just I was just really tired.
It's just tiring, yeah. Okay, so hindi siya because of wala ka ng pera or you're struggling to make ends meet. It's not that. You're just struggling.
It's not that. It was just like really tiring because getting disappointed with the business. People, there were clients who weren't paying, and so when I was starting, I was doing the training, the negotiating with the clients, hiring everything talaga. Kasi we were just like 5 to 10 employees anyway. So I kept on pitching. We were launching clients for like so many years until like I think, oh my gosh, maybe like after 5 years, there was this one, like I thought this client was like just like any other ordinary client, and that we would just like launch and then they would stop. Kasi we go by month to month, eh. So we have to prove ourselves every month. So anyway, they stopped working with us last year, and then they wanted to relaunch this year. So okay, great, thank you. So we relaunched their
It's all
program,
in days
and
work,
then
parang ganon.
and then one day she told me, she was like, "Hey, you know what, Tia? There are other companies who are doing the same thing as us. Um, so they were in Tennessee, and then so they're just in different states. So she referred us to all of these companies. So one of the companies, like she had like 3 people. She hired 3 people from us. The next company that she referred us to like hired 5 people. The next company that they in their circle hired another like 2, and then the other one hired 3. So it and then now one of the companies have like 10 people with us. So right now we serve small to medium sized businesses. So they have like 5 to 10 people with us, like 3 to 5 to 10 people with us. So there. And then I never had to do marketing in the next 3 years. I haven't done marketing like 3 4 years.
Kasi
I was
nga,
just I was just focusing on
everything's enough.
operations,
Yeah,
and then
operations. And you have to impress them.
yeah.
You have to maintain them as clients. So the retention should be, uh, when I say
And then
retention, B2B
yeah.
retention, not B2C, B2 employee retention, but B2B, business to business retention.
Right.
Kumbaga, hindi na siya yung next month, balik. So lagi na siyang pumapasok. Kumbaga,
So
growing na siya.
we focused on their processes, we focused on taking care of their numbers, we focused on the repeat business, and that they became our niche. And then yeah, so we
And that,
didn't have to do marketing anymore.
ang
And that's when
galing.
I started to have freedom. That's when I started to I
So it
haven't
means
left the
5 years
country.
before you actually felt the
Yeah.
benefits of going into B. 5 years in.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a lesson
But
for you. I
because I
wanna,
did not have a mentor.
hmm.
I did not have anybody doing a podcast like this. Yeah.
That's a
So
lesson for you. Sa mga totoo
yeah.
nakikinig ngayon, sa OFW, aspiring OFW, want to be an entrepreneur, going to business is hard. That's why, again, balik tayo sa una kong sinabi, yung the purpose of this channel, this podcast, is to inspire OFWs, aspiring OFWs, to go into entrepreneurship. Why? Because it's the fastest way to come home nang hindi ka nagmamadali. Hindi ka nagmamadali.
Yeah.
Start a
Yeah.
business. Right?
Right.
See, Althea, 5 years before she felt that freedom. Now, you
Yeah.
have to know that it's hard. It will take 5. On the 3rd year, she said, ayoko na. Not because hindi siya kumikita. Imagine mo kung meron pang part na hindi ka kumikita pa. Diba? Kasi mga ganun mga started, the ROI will be after 3 years, diba?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sa food business is 3
Traditional
years.
businesses, yeah. True, that's true. 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. Sa food business is free. Walang
Yeah.
ROI ng 1 year sa food business because akala
Yeah.
nila is, uy, ang laki naman ng kinita mo, ganito, ganyan, lalo pag mag-high-end ka. O pag nagpunta ka sa
Yeah.
high-end, kumukonti yung customer. Pag nagpunta ka sa lower end, ang nangyari, mas mura ka, pero kailangan mo ng maraming customer. Pero maliit yung kita mo. Right? So,
Correct. Yeah.
there's a very fine line between, hahanapin mo kung nasan doon eh. Dito
Yeah.
pricing pa lang pinag-usapan natin yan. Saan ba talaga
Yeah.
ako pupunta, di ba? Or both. You can do both if you're brave enough. Brave enough. Go with the high end and the low end part of it, right?
Yeah.
weren't you scared, Thea? Alam mo na ang Pilipinas ay napakaraming BPO. Napakaraming BPO. Why start one? What went into your crazy mind that you started one?
What do you mean? Like,
Ang
for
dami
example,
na
when I was in
bakit ako mag-food business kung marami ng food? I have my answer. Right? I have my answer. But what is yours?
Well,
Di ba saturated na ang Pilipinas sa BPO?
2004, that was like the peak, the boom of the BPO. 2004, Converges, Telecare was there, Sykes was coming in the picture, People Support was there, huge companies were already around us. Ortigas and Makati was like a super hub of BPOs. Wala pang BGC at the time, but then konti pa lang, parang. Yeah. But then imagine, we were just a small company. We were like the outbound company that I was telling you about. Like we were just like 10 maximum, 5 to 10. We were earning 20,000 each at the time.
So
Medyo lumaki na yung sweldo ko.
So what happened? Why didn't you start one in 2008? Alam mo mahirap.
Yeah. But it's the market is not saturated. There's no such thing. I mean, for BPO,
that's
BPO,
one myth we have to debunk also.
Yeah,
there's never
like,
a saturated market.
Imagine, there were so many BPOs around us, but all 10 of us who was working with the outbound company, we never even thought of like, what if we just transfer to Converges again? What if we just transfer to another? No, we didn't think of that because we loved what we do and we were earning well. So everybody was in the BPO industry. So no such thing as saturation. And then, so when I moved back
That's a very good
to
lesson.
Batangas,
There's no such thing as saturation. Alam mo na kung saan dapat pumesto.
Yes. So you just find your niche, your specialty. And then, yeah. And then, so 2009, and even until now, oh my goodness. Now is like the best time to be in the business process outsourcing industry.
Right now,
it's crazy.
Right? Umovious ang need for that.
Right. There's so much work to be done, and it's not even in the just financial aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in the social, it's gonna be part of like a social responsibility too. For example, you're a Filipino, and you have a specialty, and you can put in the hard work, and you have the right attitude for it. You can take care of people, and you can take care of clients. It's already a social responsibility for all of us Filipinos to provide jobs. Yeah. Because there's so many who does not know how.
And so many unemployed right now.
And I focused on that. On 2008, I said, if I am able to pay 20,000 per month for each of somebody who's like a local here in Batangas, it's a lot of money. The minimum wage here is like 8,000 at the time, even like lower, 8,000. So if I give them like 20,000, oh my gosh! But there are conditions. They have to be skilled. They have to have the right attitude. So if I'm capable to do that, I didn't even. Of course, money is always a factor in doing business, but then right now, money is already gonna be a given. Just focus. These people just need to focus on the value that they could bring to a client, and then the value that they could bring in to somebody who has the right skills and attitude for the job. The money will follow.
Yeah. An idea is nothing without the action. So we have a gift sa mga nanonood ngayon. We have a gift para ibigay sa kanila ang idea para gawin nila. Right? Sabi nga sa nila, wala kasi ako naisip eh. Katulad na sabi mo ngayon, right? This is the best time. Wala kasi ako naisip eh. Saturated kasi yung market eh. Paano mag-start kasi ako ng ganito? Saturated na eh. There's no such thing as saturated market. Pag naganto kasi, ganito ganyan. Nope. You have an idea? No. Okay, we'll give you one. Right? So, go ahead, Althea. What is a good business right now that they can start from scratch, right? That it's a giveaway. It's a giveaway.
Yeah.
You might have this idea before na mag-start pero hindi mo ginawa. Instead of gawin mo, you're giving it to them. Right? After you, I'll think of my own as well. Go ahead. What
Yeah.
is something they can do right now? An idea.
Well, I could only like speak for the business process outsourcing industry because that's where I'm
Mm-hmm.
successful in, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I know. But then again, there's such a huge market and need for it, so I'm encouraging everybody to like get into the business. Um, but the question is how. The If I were to start again, I would think of work that I would like to do, whether it's with numbers or with graphic design or with voice or telemarketing or customer service or bookkeeping or whatever you're interested in. And then um, you can work for somebody abroad but be here physically in the Philippines, or even if you are already abroad like in Hong Kong or Singapore and you have a full-time job, you could get a part-time job with whatever that is that you're interested in. Find a client, even just start with one. Find a client. There are a
Start
lot
with
of
one
websites out.
papag and
Yeah,
then ilako mo.
find one, and then be good at it. Like I think any skill you can be good in like 3 to 6 months.
Mm.
After that, then um, see if you can leave your current job, or you, with you earning from that part-time job. If not, then try to duplicate yourself because you're good at it. You can hire other people to execute it for you. Hire Filipinos. Even if you're an OFW, if you're an
Mm.
OFW, you've already, again,
Are your OFW
I'm
friends?
you're hire OFW friends or hire somebody from here that you know. Give that person a job. You're doing it part time, but they're doing it like full time, and then
Mm.
you're earning on top of whatever they're making. Um, and then you start from there because that's how it works anyway.
Yeah.
Like you hire people, you have a profit margin, and then you just duplicate.
Yeah.
Una, mag-umpisa ka lang sa ikaw lang muna.
Parang gusto ko nang mag-start
couple
ito.
couple of couple of
Kukunin ko
hours
yung idea mo.
couple of hours a day. And then you be good at it. And then if you start to become good at it, you're like such a pro. Get somebody who can do it for you like 8 hours a day.
Train
And
them,
then
right? Mm.
train them, and then just have a profit margin, have an agreement with the client that you have this company, and then it's only two of you there or like three of you
It's
there.
what Ate is saying is, in order for you to get this muscle, I did push-ups 30 push-ups in a day. Did it for
Mm-hmm.
3 to 6 months. I had this, right? How can I how will I pass it to another person, right? That kung ano yung procedure na yun. Just say
Yeah.
30 push-ups every single day for 3 to 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
right? The thing is, are you willing to do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
it.
if you're
That's the
willing to
question,
do that.
right?
Also, everybody,
So you want everyone to start a BPO?
if you want, I mean, if I was to go back, I'd do
Yeah,
the
if wants
same
to go back.
thing. If I was to
Really?
go back,
No
I'd do the
regrets
same
talagang,
thing.
oh, ang galing. And
What?
right now, there's resources. I know there's virtual assistant, like a directory, right? I know
Yeah.
there's a website, dati wala yan eh, a website of
Mm-hmm.
virtual assistant directory wherein there's actually, you have to fill, there are jobs that are yet to be filled. Meaning wala pang gumagawa nun, right? So
Mm-hmm. Right.
let's say, just imagine 5 years ago or 10 years ago, naisip mo ba na may magpo-post ng Facebook post mo para sa'yo? Right? Can you imagine na, oh, my job is to actually post on a Facebook page of a different person or of a company that I am working in and they pay me for it.
Right.
Would you believe me? Right? Hindi, di ba? So that is a job that was not filled before. Now, meron nang gumagawa nun. So it
Yeah.
means, ngayon, right now, currently,
Yeah.
there are still jobs that are yet to be filled.
So many.
And then
So
you
it,
start it.
And even this applies for not just OFWs, but also for fresh graduates. If you are good in taglines, for example,
Yeah, yeah.
or even just like editing pictures, somebody will pay for that. Somebody would like to pay you to do that. But yeah, so of course you have to be good at it first.
Yeah, yeah. Go, do your 3 to 6 months push-ups. Do it.
Yeah, you have to invest in it. You have to study it. Like, where should you put the logo? Like, what colors are you supposed to use?
Yeah.
Like, what
Ako,
are the
gamit na gamit
concepts
ko yung
where?
color palette. Alam mo ba yung color palette? Which is
Right.
yung green is orange. The
And
opposite
just
of yellow is the purple,
just the
something like that.
uh-huh. And just the concept of, for example, that, when you have a client, you can't like push whatever your personality is. You have to go with their branding, things like
Mm,
that. It's something that is learned in the advertising
yeah.
course, right?
It's a
But
skill.
it's not something that has been taught to us. It's something that can be learned. Anyway, all
Mm.
skills can be learned. So
You can go
if
to
you're
Fiverr,
if
you can go to Udemy. There's
correct,
99 jobs.
correct.
So many. I'll put
Mm-hmm.
it in
There's
the link,
just so
link
many.
below.
It's crazy. It's really crazy on like how big the opportunity is right now for everybody. Everybody who's willing to put in the work.
Whenever I think of an idea, I always check it first sa GoDaddy kung available yung 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 domain name, kung available domain name. So here
Mm-hmm.
here it is. Tiangge. Okay? So what do you do in a tiangge? Okay, there's a tiangge, pero pagpunta mo doon, kasi pumunta ako sa Evergotesco diyan. Pag-check ko diyan, bibili kami ng razor panggupit ng anak ko kasi
Uh-huh.
kakalabuhin namin siya. Okay. This is an idea that I got from that. Okay? Ang nangyari, bumili kami sa isang, alam mo yun, sa gitna ng mga malls, di ba? Sa gitna ng mga malls, tapos may mga whatever it is sa gitna niya, doon yung mga donuts, etc. But this time, isang hilera ng mga goods na whatever. Merong shaver, merong ganto, merong sing-sing, whatever. As in, para siyang Amazon in the middle of the Evergotesco walkway. Okay? So sabi ko,
Mm-hmm.
meron
Mm-hmm.
ba kayo nito? Sabi ko, meron bang mas maliit dyan? Kasi natatakot yung anak ko sa malaking ganon. So, maliit na
Mm-hmm.
gusto namin. Right? Sabi niya sa akin, wait lang sir ha, titingnan ko sa kabila.
Mm-hmm.
What would you mean kabila? Isang square ka lang dito sa gitna. So, curious ako,
Yeah.
sobrang na-curious ako. What do you mean
Okay.
kabila? I
Uh-huh.
followed her.
Uh-huh.
I followed her like I ran. I followed
Uh-uh.
because she ran to the other side. I ran with her. Baga nagtago ako. Pero tumama sa kanya. Pagtingin ko, pagpunta ko doon sa kabilang side naman, pag-check ko, merong razor ako nakita. Sabi ko, parang a razor caught my eye. And I asked another person. Sabi ko, magkano yan? And then, kasi kino-compare ko yung price sa kabila.
Yeah.
Sabi ko,
Yeah.
meron ba kayong maliit niyan? Sabi niya, wait lang sir ha. Titingnan ko sa kabila. Pareho sila nasagot. And then, habang tumatakbo siya, nakita ko yung isang babae pabalik.
Uh-uh.
Nagkasalubong sila. Nakita ako nung una kong kausap na babae. Sabi niya,
Uh-uh.
kausap mo si sir? Sabi ko, tapos nagkatinginan kami, nahuli ako na may natanong sa ibang tao, natanong ko siya. Parang nahuli ako, nagko-compare ng prices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At the end, na-discover ko, bumalik kami sa unang shop. Kasi sabi, pare-parehas lang po amin yan.
Yeah.
Yung isang hilera sa kabila, iisa lang ang may-ari.
Yeah.
It means yung buong, siguro mga more than 10, isa lang ang may-ari.
Wow. Okay.
Meaning, gumawa siya ng tiangge. Meaning, just imagine, idea ko to before, meron kang isang bakanting lote, tapos sabi mo sa mga tao, gusto mo mag-ano dito? Benta dito. Ipaprentahan ko yung isang square na to. At ikaw din. Tigti 10,000 kayo. Umabot ng 10. O di meron ko ng 100,000 per month for rent. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I imagine, tiangge. Right?
Uh-huh.
So, gagawa ako ng online tiangge.
Yeah.
Kaya meron akong physical place. So, ang mangyari, binibenta ko na siya doon.
Yeah.
But in order for you to buy it, you have to go to this place. Pero hindi ako yung nagbebenta. Meaning, wala akong binibenta. I'm a middleman. I will ask
Yeah.
person. So, lalo na ngayon, merong isang tao nagbebenta ng food na ganito. May isang tao nagbebenta ng face mask. Isa nagbebenta ng ganito ng ganyan, right? So I will talk to them. I will say, okay, if someone orders from me, I will talk to you. Reseller, right? So
Mm-hmm.
reseller, uh, uh, I'm with a muscle. I'm a reseller with a
Uh-huh.
muscle, right?
Uh-huh.
Meaning, pop with on steroid. I'm a reseller on
Right.
steroid.
Right.
Then I will ask everybody sa pag order na kayo. Okay, there's one week lead time. 1 week lead time, and then all your orders will be available on this place at that time. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
nag-order na lahat, right? Nag-order na lahat. So, kinausap ko lahat ng mga nagbebenta sa akin kasi ako yung reseller nila eh. Right? So, available na lahat o deliver nyo sa akin lahat. Pagdating doon sa pwestong yon, right? Then, sold na lahat. And then, yung place na yon, for rent lang for 3 days. 3 days lang. And then next week
Mm-hmm.
ulit. And then next week ulit. So
Yeah.
I have to build
Yeah.
every time. So parang ako nag-start up every time. And then I close down.
Right.
And then start
Yeah.
up and then I close
Yeah.
down. Start up and then I close
Uh-huh.
down. So I can do
Right.
those pop-up resellers. Right? Marami na ngayong nagbebenta.
Yeah.
Pero hindi sila masyadong makabenta.
Mm-hmm.
You sell for them. Ngayon, sa tingin ko, ang strength ko is to sell. Right?
Right.
Then I can do that. Now, that's a gift for you. Kung sino man nakikinig ngayon, OFW, or sino man, whoever is listening right now, reseller on steroids. Kasi marami na ngayon. Right?
Yeah.
Iba naman nila is the manpower. Iba naman problema nila is the marketing side. So I'm solving the part of the marketing side here. Because I can market.
Mm-hmm.
Kung isa kang tao may strength sa pagbebenta, then you do that. Right?
Yeah.
Kung ikaw nagbebenta ka sa daming mga nabebenta, but you want to earn more, then
Right.
benta mo yung ibang tao. Yung products ng ibang tao. There you go. I hope that helped. I think so. About reseller
It's a
on
great idea.
steroids.
I haven't even wow. I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. So
Kasi just because
yeah.
nalaman ko na isang hilera kanya,
Yeah.
and I got the Tiangge part from that idea from that encounter. Dahil na naghabulan kami na magkakasama pala kayo. Pare-pareho lang pala kayo. Right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is magkakampi sila eh. Like, feeling ko, magka-competition sila kaya ako nagtatago. Nagtanong ako sa kanya, nagtatago ako, nagtanong ako sa kanya. Kasi nga, magka-compare notes ako. Unknowingly, isa lang pala sila. Right? So, kung iba-iba din yung iba-ibang industry yung nagbebenta, yung pop-up Tiangge, iba-ibang industry, nagbebenta ka lang for a week. Okay, we have a 1-week sale available for next week and then pay everything, get it from here. Next week, here. Next week, sa Alabang tayo. Next week, sa Commonwealth tayo. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
I think that will help.
Yes.
I think I want that idea.
You have to choose though. You have to focus.
Yeah. And you have to learn the works.
Yeah.
You have to push up for 3 to 6 months to learn how will that come into life or come into fruition. Right? Nakakatawa siya.
So many opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you just have to choose whatever will make you happy.
I want to ask also, are you happy now with what's happening to your company?
Definitely, because remember I told you earlier that my goal was just to pay like 20,000 to the people who like they don't need to go abroad, and then they're gonna be able to support their families. 20,000 is just my goal, and then there are a lot of managers in my company who are earning more than that. And so I'm already like fulfilling that dream, and now I'm working on helping more people, and that brings fulfillment that of course money cannot buy.
Yes.
It's like I'm literally living my dream now.
Right now you're multiplying all your B's. Another B. And another B. Parang kanta lang yun and another one. And another one. Right? That's all. Buying assets. B is an asset.
What's also mind-blowing is you mentioned earlier that you interviewed people before who was seeing the profit margin of the company that they're working with, and that they want to have that income for themselves. And um, I'm really happy to be in the position now wherein most of the people who have started the company with me, I'm um I'm already looking for them to consider them as my industrial partners, and I'm setting up the company wherein every once a year, when we would already have dividends, then they would also earn a part of the company's income. I think we've started that I think 2 years ago. So now I'm working on increasing that. And as we grow the company, they would also be like shareholders, and it wouldn't matter
Oh,
if they see how much the company is making, because they know
yes.
that every year they would also benefit from that. The goal is for me to have long-term long-term associates, and that's
Mm.
because that's where I find my fulfillment. It's not just about making money again. uh
Yeah.
the money is definitely the goal of the business, but it would also be nice to achieve things that money
Mm.
cannot buy, such
Mm.
as seeing somebody who is not skilled turn to
To a
become
skilled
somebody
person.
who's skillful in English, for example, or
Mm.
negotiation,
Mm.
or zero skills before because they didn't graduate, and then they were able to discover their talents in the company and that they're good at this, and seeing them become just a member, and then learning from you, suffer suffer the training
Yeah.
that you give, and then see them
Suffer
bloom
the
and
training.
become suffer the training that they
Usually
have
they
to
enjoy the
undergo.
training, diba? But your
Yeah,
wording is
that's
suffer the training, yeah. Because it's really
kasi
you, that's true,
it's
right?
hard
The
work.
training
It's
is
suffer.
training is hard work. I
Hard
think we
work.
have to change
Yeah.
that. You will enjoy the training. You have to join our company because you'll enjoy the training, right?
Yeah, it's
But in
true. Yeah.
reality, it's like this. Oh, you have to join our company so you can suffer the training and then enjoy after. And then enjoy
Mm,
after. And then you have
yeah.
a life skill that you can actually do
Right.
yourself, 'di ba? Ang galing. Money is the product of uh, as of an achievement,
Yeah.
right? Fulfillment, sorry, achievement is a product of having money, right?
Yeah.
When you have money already, wow, you feel you have achieved something. But when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to fulfillment, it's about helping people. When you help other
Right.
people, you feel fulfilled. That's the difference for me with joy and happiness. Yeah. Joy is within you, and when I give it to other
Mm-hmm.
people, that is called
Mm-hmm.
happiness.
Right.
Happiness you can give away. Joy is the happiness inside you give away.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that you feel is fulfillment when
Right.
you
Right.
give out happiness away.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
This is called Althea Ambida with big ideas. With everything that you've told me, I want to ask, what is the biggest idea that you want to impart sa mga nanonood?
Oh my gosh.
Ay, pang
Biggest
Miss
idea.
Universe na, no?
Yes, I know. But I really wanna end this if I are we gonna be ending? Because I think I missed a huge aspect of my so-called I think I am pretty much in a good place. And then but I have to credit uh I really have to credit God for everything, for um as we go back, I have been always been praying to him for him to give me wisdom and guidance since the Salingawi days, and all throughout my journey, from all of the jobs that I held, and all through the trials that I went through, from losing everything to gaining everything, and then losing everything again, and then gaining everything back. Like um, every step of the way, he was there, and if ever I had somebody who guided me, it was really him. But he gave me the strength to persevere. And in during hard times, and he was just there. And if I look at my story, um, it was, I believe that it was him who orchestrated everything. And I hope that, just like any father, he would be proud of me. And that's like really is that's really my
That's the role of a child, right?
right.
To a
I
father,
hope
that you have to
that
be proud. You can
I
be proud of
am,
me.
yes, that I'm pleasing him. And my goal is to continue to please him, because I know that if I do that, just like any other parent, he will spoil me. Continue to take care of me, and
Just imagine if
everything
he,
that
he,
that
he,
I that I
he
care
caught you
for.
sa failure part, hindi ka niya pina-fail, hindi ka nadapa. The second time,
Yeah,
hindi ka niya pinadapa. The third time,
yeah,
hindi ka niya pinadapa. Would you have learned it? No. For
yeah,
me, I've learned being a father na hindi ko kailangang i-save lagi ang anak ko sa pagkadapa.
yeah.
I have to let them be and let them learn by themselves.
Uh-huh.
You have to guide them, of course. Because there are
Right.
fatal mistakes. You have to
Mm-hmm.
guide them. But the thing is, you know that they can go up. And I really thank you because uh, I remember the times when I failed. At the time that I failed, parang bug down na down ka na. I just prayed and I already felt better just
Yeah,
because I prayed. I mean, after mo mag-pray, parang, alam mo yung parang kaibigan na kailangan mo ng sabihan?
yeah,
Parang, you're a shoulder to cry on. Praying for me is a shoulder to cry on. When you pray, you give thanks, right? I've learned that you have to first give thanks, praise, and thanks. You might want to ask for something. That's why I incorporated that with our prayers at night. We start our prayers with this. Thank you for today because at start, nung una kong pinagawa sa asawa ko yan tsaka sa anak ko, it's
yeah.
hard. It was hard to think of something good that happened today. But then now, ang problema namin, hindi maubos. I'm thankful for nakaka-20 na kami. Anong nangyari yun? Tama na.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I will say, I'm thankful because we have so many things to be thankful for,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And you reminded me that it's all about him. Yeah. It's all about
Yeah,
doing this,
it's all about him. It's great. I
and
I, I
that
love I have enjoyed the journey.
is a big idea.
Yeah.
Now I want to go with this last part. I want to emphasize that Thea is a business owner. She owns the business. Okay, want to emphasize that. And this is her business. I'm sharing the my right now, and this is Link Serve. There you go. Solutions. I want to give you the floor to explain. Then as I scroll it up, there.
Oh, okay. So basically we have two companies. It's LinkServe Solutions, and it's LinkServe Solutions BPO Inc. What we specialize in is telemarketing, outbound. It's an outbound call center business which serves small to medium sized clients in the United States and Canada. And in the near future, we're also looking into doing business in Australia and UK. So um, that's one company, and then it evolved into having a sister company called Connect Us Marketing Solutions. Because our current clients who we were doing telemarketing for before, they were like, oh, can you do admin work for us? So now, because the work has increased, and we were like, oh, okay, this is something that we could also do. So this is Connect Us Marketing. Connect Us Marketing specializes on virtual assistant who does bookkeeping services, social media marketing, content writing, and actually anything under the sun that they would like to outsource.
Yeah,
We
anything that is not
links
yet whatever you need, tell us something like that. Tell
whatever
tell
they
tell them.
need assistance on, we could help them. Um, as long as it can be done offsite, and then so we'll take care of everything from setting up the business here, and then hiring, training, retaining the employees, taking care of their benefits. Um, and then actually we are going to launch a third company called Purple Track Academy.
Wow.
We don't have a website for it yet, and I haven't told you about this earlier. There's a third company called Purple Track Academy. It's been launched after the pandemic.
After the
So
pandemic pa.
Purple
May
Track
ano.
Academy is a training center whose goal is to educate those who are undergrads who wants to be in the business process outsourcing industry. The basic
Really?
skills. Yeah. So its first clients will be LinkServe and Connect Us. So yeah,
The
they
business
could
serving
go
your
to
business.
yeah, right. So hopefully we will be accredited by TESDA to educate more Filipinos to who wants to join the business process outsourcing industry, whether it's voice or virtual assistants. So that's Purple Track Academy.
Why purple track?
Purple. Why?
What's in the name?
It sounds good. It sounds cool.
Maybe
And then
maybe you
we
can create
already
a
had.
story about that next time.
I have to like create a more interesting story about that.
Let's
Yeah,
think of something.
yeah. I already have red for link serve and then blue for connect us. And I was thinking, okay, so what's the next color of our company? I was
that's
like, purple would be nice. Like,
that's a, gawa ka ng legend about the name of that pink purple
yeah, but Purple Track
Purple
Academy.
Track. So Purple Track Academy para mangyari. Purple Track Academy. Meron kang
Yeah,
ginawang legend sa kwento ng name niya, ganyan. But then
yeah, I know,
there's
right?
an interview like this in the future, and then what will happen is, oh, how did you come up with the name? Actually, there's some legend circling around, a story coming around about the purple
Uh huh.
name. But it's really about we have the link red and the connect us blue, and I'm thinking of something purple. It's
Yeah,
that
I
simple.
just wanted to have academy in there, and then I just wanted it to sound like millennial-ish. So yeah, Purple Track
Purple
Academy.
Track Academy.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So that's Purple. And then there's another support company. I haven't like the the fourth company. I haven't really like solidified it because I'm still setting up Purple Track. But
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be. It doesn't even have a name yet.
Mm.
But it may be. It may be. It's just
The
an
business model
idea.
is.
It's going to be a recruitment agency.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be hiring people who specializes in anything that can be outsourced,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the clients will be again LinkServe and Connect Us, and hopefully other BPOs,
Yes.
because there's really a need. And what I noticed with our country is that unfortunately the educational system does not provide or I think we need to support
Mm-hmm.
as a training center, as a recruitment company. We need to support or supplement whatever is being taught in school so that they would be more ready to be
Yeah.
in the business process outsourcing industry. So
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a need there. I'm sharing the idea because I cannot serve the whole Philippines. there's
Mm-hmm.
there's a huge market for
Yeah.
that. You can
Alam mo
start
yun,
up your
you're not
own.
afraid na bigay mo yung idea na yan kahit gawin ng
Yeah,
ibang
no
tao.
problem.
I have this thinking and na I think you also this is what you have also na it's not about me doing or starting the business. I really want this industry or this problem to be solved. So
Right.
it's not about me. I'm putting myself into it, ego, right? That I have to solve it. No, there's a problem and it has to be solved. I'm making a company. I'm not saying you can't make one. Do it also
Right.
because it will help everybody.
If you can, you should,
Yeah.
because it's the Philippines really needs all the help that it can get from the most intelligent people
It's plain.
in the country, or and even outside, whoever's like willing to work to help the Philippines and improve the quality of the life here. It's just not even about just Filipinos. It's again about our social
Mm.
responsibility with each other.
Meron na
We
tayong lamang dahil we are an English-speaking country. 'Di ba? Lamang na
Right,
tayo dun.
right.
It's already an unfair advantage lalo sa mga Southeast Asian
Yeah.
countries, 'di ba?
English speaking, very hardworking, very diligent, or core values. It's just that the Filipinos, there are many who just don't know how to start. And those of us who are educated, and of us who have the capability and have the energy, has to do something.
So
And
it's not about who should do it. It's about it has to be done.
has to be done if we want a cliche. It's cliche, but it's a better future for
Mhm.
our children.
Yeah.
um with our travels, both of us have been going around the world. We see that there are more advanced countries.
Mm.
There's no reason why the Philippines
Can do it the same way.
can have the same quality of life, such as it's the same as like in Hong Kong or in
Mm.
Singapore or in Japan. It just really needs more involvement of people who can
Mm.
can do the job.
Yeah. If
So
you can't find
there,
opportunities, make one for
create one.
you,
If you don't know
for
how,
others.
learn it. Everything's in the internet.
Yes, there's a thing called Google, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's where you get the idea, right? Or that's where you get
Yeah,
the information. But then if you want to know
everything.
how, go to YouTube, and there's the how to, right?
Everything is
And then go to this
available.
page,
Yeah.
OFWpreneurs Podcast, and learn it for free from OFWpreneurs themselves and other
Right.
people who are willing. This is
Mm-hmm.
something this is a myth that I also want to debunk. Akala ng mga tao, kapag may isang successful na business person, na business owner, hindi siya willing ibigay ang information. So, ang isang tao na hindi pa nag-start, sabi niya, ayokong tanungin niya,
Mm-hmm.
busy yan eh. At saka,
Mm-hmm.
hindi niya sasabihin yung paano niya ginawa yan. But
Yeah.
you ask, like what I'm doing right now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
give out
You'd be
all the
surprised.
answers,
Right. You'd be surprised on how
specific
much people would
answers,
want to. Yeah.
and they want to follow it up. So, you asked me about this before. Did you do
Yeah.
something about it? No. Right? So, but then there's one person who will ask, will do something about it, and then will
Yeah.
be growing his business. And that is the purpose of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And let's end with that. Ang gandang ending here.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for having me. This has been a great opportunity. It's been a long time that I did want to share my story, and so that we could help more people. And I think you have a great medium, and that you have given me that medium to be able to um, share my story. So, and for people to learn and continue to work on my dream of uplifting
Mm.
our economy.
Yes.
And you're right. And so I really want to thank you for this
So you can
opportunity.
stop saying, kailangan ko kasing umalis ng bansa.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So it's great.
You
I was
can
actually
follow,
hesitant.
you can follow the
Yeah.
her uh, Thea told me earlier that she's hiring.
Right.
So
Yes.
visit the website. Where do they go? Visit what? Link
They
serve.
could go to our website. It's linkservesolutions.
.com. Mhm.
Linkservesolutions.com. And we also have a career page in Facebook. Same thing with Connect Us. It's connectusmarketing.com. It's connectus-marketing.com.
Malabas yung ano ko.
And
Wait.
yeah.
So link serve sa
Like,
Facebook. Link serve
yeah,
solutions
Linkserve Solutions
BPO
BPO
is
Inc.
the
Careers.
username.
Yeah,
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 there you
just to
go.
go to careers, and then we're
Yes.
hiring call center agents.
Just
And then
connect
for
us.
connect us, There you go. connectus-marketing.com. And
And
then
Facebook.
and also the Facebook page. If you scroll down, you're going to be able to see our openings
There you
for
go.
there. We're looking for bookkeepers
Mm,
and also social media, there, content writers. If magaling kayong if you're good in putting in
copywriting.
taglines, copywriters, graphic artists, web developers.
Here.
Yeah,
There you go.
everything is in there. Send your application and you'll hear from us within the week.
Perfect. Awesome. Galing. Mag-apply ako mamaya pala ha. Okay. Good evening, good night, good
Yeah.
afternoon, good day sa inyong lahat mga OFWpreneurs,
Mhm.
OFWpreneurs. At yan, ang sarap ng usapan na to and I know this will happen again. Right, Thea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you again
Bye-bye.
so much. Bye.
I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.